Hi, I'm Faith Setlight and I represent the back-to-back Mercer County, New Jersey Visual Arts program. As someone who's been very into art ever since I was a kid, I've been able to explore many different kinds. I started out with traditional art, which is basically any kind of art done by hand on anything physical, like paper or a canvas. But a couple years ago, I decided to expand my abilities and try out digital art. Digital art is any artistic creation made digitally, like on a laptop, phone, tablet, and more. I've enjoyed digital art a lot in my years of using it, and I personally prefer it over traditional art. I'm specifically a semi-realism/realism artist, mostly working with portraits. Semi-realism is an art form that combines realistic and stylized art, while realism is an art form to accurately depict real life. Here's one of the digital realism pieces I'm currently working on. I know it looks a little scary being that it has no hair or nails yet, but that's important to acknowledge too. Sometimes the production process of your art can look a little wonky or scary. It's important to trust the process and also to look at the bigger picture every now and then. It's also important to understand that the production process is very long and includes a lot of trial and error. You'll have stuff you like and stuff you don't like. Here you can see a time-lapse of how my current working piece was brought together, and even the time-lapse itself was nearly 8 minutes long, and it isn't even fully finished. This is the time-lapse sped up by 20 times. The time-lapse feature is also a nice extra perk of digital art. You get to see the art come to life from scratch. My favorite digital software to use for artwork is an app called Procreate. Procreate is available on the App Store for only $9.99, and it is also one of the most commonly used programs for digital art. Some other popular digital art programs are Artweaver, Krita, Adobe Photoshop, but today I'll be talking specifically about Procreate. The best tools to create art on Procreate are an iPad and an Apple Pencil. A stylus works too, however most don't really include pressure sensitivity. Procreate is popular for a good reason. The app itself comes with a large variety of preset brushes for you to use, which opens doors to many drawing textures and techniques. It also allows you to download or create other brushes to add to your collection. It also has a layers feature, which allows you to play with the drawing piece by piece, every which way you want. This feature is especially helpful with bigger or more detailed drawings. Procreate also has an animation feature, which is very cool. I personally haven't used this feature too much, but here's a quick silly animation I created years ago when I first discovered the feature. Now for a really quick basis of the program. The paintbrush tool is used for drawing, sketching, coloring, and more. This tool next to it, shaped like a finger, is a smudge tool, meant to help with blending. And this eraser tool is of course meant for erasing. You can adjust the opacity and size of all three of these tools using these sliders on the left. This next button is where you can find and create layers for your project that we talked about earlier. And finally, this last tool is the color picker. So what are some techniques for when you're using digital art? Well, it's important to first discover and play around with the program that you're working with so that you can get used to it and understand how it works. I like to suggest that you use the different kinds of brushes to your advantage and add texture and depth to your work. Another suggestion is that if you're using a reference, you can easily bring it up next to your drawing for easy access to make a dual window screen. It also helps for color dropping when choosing colors. Digital art is such a fun and creative way of art, and it comes with many different perks. Some people prefer traditional art, while others prefer digital art. But just remember, art is art, no matter how it's created. I hope all of you enjoyed this little digital art session, and I hope some of you have just discovered your newfound love for digital art. Thanks for watching.